Today I rise to urge my colleagues to vote no on this legislation. This legislation should not even be before us today. The company that is going to predominantly benefit signed an agreement that plainly stated the exact tax obligations they were responsible for. Now they come back to the legislature asking for even more of a tax giveaway. I'm assuming most people in this room know the specifics of this legislation, so I won't bore you with reciting what this bill does do. But I do want to focus on what message this legislation is sending to the people of Michigan today. What the legislature is doing today is saying that corporations are more important than the average worker. Many well-deserving issues and problems come before us, from income inequality to education funding, infrastructure funding, and health care costs. And the answer time and time again from this legislature is we can't afford taking care of those issues. But today we are considering legislation that will cut the taxes of corporations and what they have to pay. However, the legislature told hardworking people that they don't deserve their promised minimum wage increase because the state and economy can't afford it. But apparently, the economy of the state can afford a corporate tax cut. This legislature says that we can't afford to invest in more public education. This legislature says that the state can't afford to provide more revenue sharing to struggling local communities. But we can afford to cut corporate taxes again. And yet we continue to prioritize cutting corporate taxes over increasing hard-working people's wages. People are working multiple minimum jobs just to make ends meet. But today we want to cut taxes to improve the corporate profits and pad the salaries of millionaire and billionaire CEOs. Schools and local communities continue to struggle, and yet we can't find the time or resources to help them. When a corporation that already received a sweetheart deal once comes back to the legislature for more corporate welfare, we rush and do everything we can to increase their profit margin. Instead of further cutting taxes for the wealthy, we should be voting to actually increase wages for hard-working families. I urge my colleagues to vote no on this legislation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.